What's going on, everybody? Today's tutorial is going to be all about the static keyword, what it is, what it means, how to use it, some use cases, all that good stuff. And this video is actually the Patreon video of the week. Each and every week, my Patreon community votes on a video for me to make the following week. And this week, the static keyword explanation won. So let's dive right into that. So here we have a basic struct. And before we dive into the static keyword, we have to talk about types versus instances. So for example, this struct that I have here, the video, it has a creator, me, Sean Allen, and each video will have a title and a view count, right? So that is the type, right? This video type. The instance of that type, the instance of a video is each individual video, right? We have Swift News, which is a video with its own title and view count, vlog, its own video, title, view count, etc. So these are instances, and this is the type. That is very key to explaining how static works. So essentially, when you have a static variable, a static method, a static constant, right, a let, var, or method function, you just type static right in front of it. And what that does is that makes every single video have this constant. It's kind of like a global variable for this, this type. So what that means is every video you create, the creator will be Sean Allen. And the way you access that is to just do video.creator. And then if I run it, you'll see it'll print over here on the right. It'll print Sean Allen. So in order to access the static variables, you just do it right from the type. Again, the type is video. So video.creator is Sean Allen. All videos have the same creator. So again, if you want all instances of a type, so these are instances of video, to have the same constant, and this could be a var too. It doesn't have to be a let, and it can also be a function. But if you want all instances to have that same thing, let me go and put let back in there. That's when you use the keyword static. Now you may be wondering, why use static? Why don't I just use let here? That way, instead of doing video creator.creator, I can do, vlog.creator, right? And I'll still get Sean Allen. And that would be an astute question, right? Because this example doesn't really talk about those differences. But let's shift to a more advanced example that will really illustrate this and hopefully drive the point home. Again, I wanted to talk about this first, just to set the foundation of types versus instances. So here we are in the Swift documentation. What better place to go, right? And then here we're in the methods section. So here we have type methods. Again, type is the video, not the instance. So the example they give, and you can basically, if you read this, it'll explain what I just explained to you. But if you look at this level tracker, I think it'll really drive the point home, like I said, once we walk through this. So imagine you're building a video game. The video game supports 100 players playing at the same time. You want to keep track of the highest unlock level amongst all of those players. And to really kind of, show you the full picture, yes, you have this level tracker, but you also have a player, right? Remember, the game can hold 100 players, and every player has their own tracker. Like, you're tracking the levels of each player. So there's going to be 100 instances of level tracker out there. Now, what you want on the level tracker object, though, is you want to be able to keep track of the highest unlock level amongst all 100 players in your game. So that's why you have a static var. Again, you can kind of think of it kind of like a global variable, within the level tracker. So all level trackers out there, all 100 that you initialized, will have this static var highest unlock level. And that's really the main point. I don't want to confuse you walking through, all the functions. I think that's more confusing than helpful. But basically, like I said, there's going to be 100 different level trackers out there, and you want to track just the highest unlock level amongst all of them out there. So that's why you have this static var here. So hopefully that helps you understand why you would be using one of these static variables in the first place. And I'm going to link to this documentation in the description. So if you want to read more about this, check that out. So let's move on to some real world use cases. And to be honest with you, 80% of the time I'm using static, it's defining constants. So here's my constants file in the Aluna project. So here you can see I have my colors enum that has all my colors defined using static let. And what I can do here now is, let's go, well, I've already done this, I already searched for it. So you can see where I'm using Aluna blue in a cell where I'm changing the text color. So instead of defining my custom color here every time, I just have the constants, and I can just type colors.aluna blue. Bam, get the color I want. So defining constants, as you see here, is a very, very common use case for static. And another way I'm using it is on my alert enum here. So I have an alert enum to where it just makes all my alerts in the app cleaner. So for example, here I have this, let's show no active patient alert, right? So it's a static func, so it's on every single alert. So let's go to where I'm actually calling this. So this is where I'm defining the function to just show this alert. And then where I'm calling it, you'll see kind of the value here. If I go to callers here, so here in this, it's kind of clunky here, but anyway, basically if they tap on the history cell, I check to make sure there is an active patient. And if there's not an active patient, all I do is just alert.show no active patient on self. And the benefit here is like, because it's a type method, I could just do alert dot. I don't have to initialize a new alert object and have all kinds of extra objects out there. You just do alert dot show no active patient, and bam, you're good to go. So again, on the alert enum, I have all these static methods. Again, this is very repetitive, very boilerplate code. It's just showing all the different alerts, but it's kind of how I have that organized. So to recap real quick, when you use the word static, you're creating a type, constant, variable, method, whichever one, and that belongs to the type, not the instance of the type. Again, remember, these are instances of the type. They don't own creator. The type owns creator. So that is kind of the big picture. And again, we went through some use cases. Hope you found that helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. If you like what I'm doing here, consider subscribing. I put out new videos all the time, and we'll see you in the next one.